To get the top recognition, and we're talking about Gordon and Mark, we're talking about 3-star, if that's the guy that we choose to refer to. What makes the difference in those guys is its consistency, and to get that final 5% of perfection, you've got to strip away all that spontaneity. The square, first and foremost, the square is 10 years old. We started just over the other side of Piccadilly. Nigel Platt-Martin, my partner and I, we spent a very boozy evening about 10.5 years ago, thinking about what should we call this place, and it was just down the road from St James's Square.
Bless me, read me directions like a chameleon. The more things change, the more they're the same. I can't recall just what it was that made me.
I'm doing it because I love it. I started cooking when I was at university, where I was studying away to be a microbiologist, and I just got into it. I loved it. It's great fun. Completed my degree, and I left university. I went straight over to France. I thought, right, I'm going to go and dump myself right into the deep end, and I went into the middle of the Dordogne.
You went into what?
Into the Dordogne. Some friends had been to this place,
and
they'd said that they knew this guy was thinking about being a chef, and could we come down and have a look. And so that's what I did for a summer. I thought, yep, this is it. It was a small kitchen, very rustic, genuine French cooking in this beautiful old chateau in the middle of the countryside, using seasonal local ingredients. Cooking is just one of those wonderful sort of organic processes. Better chefs have an absolute understanding of what's going into the dish, what's going into the pan, what all the processes of cooking are, and it's something that you get incredibly involved with.
So how long ago was this?
This was 14 years ago, and so I came back and I applied to all the office people, and I managed to get into bed with the Roux brothers, so to speak.
Oh my God, the Roux brothers again.
Yeah, well, I was talking to somebody yesterday about foie gras. Why do we all use so much foie gras? Why is there so much foie gras on the menu now? And that's because the gene pool that we all draw from is the Roux brothers. And I then went to Harvey's. That was a significant experience. I was virgin territory when I started with the Roux brothers. I had no college experience. I had amassed no other knowledge. And so I was very not concerned, but I just didn't want to get too moulded in my first job. I didn't want to develop any sort of a shell that was going to be hard to sort of break out of. And Marco at the time, I happened to sort of tap into his kitchen, I think, in his absolute prime sort of prime year. Look at the enormity of that man's character and influence on this town, and you ram all that back into his being, so to speak, and distribute that into a kitchen no bigger than this room.
Yes.
That's sort of
all that energy was in there.
All that energy was, and not even that. It was on 50 or so plates that went out of that kitchen. He had the ability, Marco, and he's been very honest about it over the years, of identifying. It's very classical, identifying fantastic combinations of flavours from wherever it might be in the world, sort of top French cooks.
Yes.
Seeing right now that is fantastic, and then taking the essence of the dish and without exception improving it, both in terms of content and presentation. And so what you're getting on the plate was the most beautiful food that had ever been produced in the country. And you can't take it out of the equation just him. You'll never be able to redo the Beatles or the Stones. He represents the cooking what they did to music. To achieve that final 10% of perfection, you need to cut out all the emotional content of cooking and get a strategy and stop playing around every day with different ingredients and stop acting on spontaneity, getting people to understand what they're doing, getting them as fluent as possible to do what they are being asked to do as quickly as possible.
But that's almost the analogy of the artisan versus the artist.
Yeah.
The artisan is perfecting a technique, and that's it. And the artist is evolving a technique. Is that the difference you're talking about?
No, I think it is. And right now at the Square, we're sort of on that boundary. And of course, I'd like to have a third star because that is still for most of us cooks
Lovely we put.
what we recognise as being the ultimate accolade. And from a personal point of view, who wouldn't want to have it?
Yeah.
And every time you make progress, you get up onto the next step. Your view changes, and you see the next thing. And once you have got a second star, you get up onto that step. And unfortunately, the final this day is 3 stars. At the 2-star level, you tap into the best of both worlds. You've lifted yourself up and above the 1-star riff-raff. I was going to say, well, that's severe, but I mean, you've put yourself significantly into the limelight.
Yes.
And most importantly, from a business point of view, you're now tapping into the people who spend big money on wine.
2 plates away.
My belief is that classical, albeit modernised and lightened up a little bit, but traditional cooking will always live through any fashion trend. All I care about is people know this place happy, and I'll serve people whatever they want. And we draw the line perhaps at ketchup, but other than that. Some people say well done steak, they go well done steak. I'm really not phased. It's about all that bit's ego. Get ego out of the equation. What's the right thing to do? It's give the customer what they want.